Hey there, welcome to C&T Collectibles. I am C. Hope you're doing well. I had a great weekend, but it is now time to get back to work. This is 3 Up and 3 Down, where we take a look at some of the biggest risers and fallers in baseball cards that Card Ladder has to offer. And then we'll hop over to Fangraphs and Star Stock to look at some players that had good weeks on the actual diamond and see what, if anything, we should be doing with their cards. So we'll start it off with our number 3 faller. We've got a couple bonus guys in here because it was real close, and some of these guys are pretty relevant. So thought we'd take a look at them. Vlad Guerrero tops Chrome in a PSA 9 and down 34% for the week. So top of the range, coming back off to the bottom of the range here. So is 34% enough to get people interested in buying this card? This is a spot where we've seen buying in the past. Will it happen again? Time will tell. So, all right, our number 3 riser here. They were pretty much tied, and like I said, Vlad was fairly relevant. So, 34% as well. Ken Griffey Jr. Sorry, Steve. Outside of the range, couldn't hold on, and that brings you back towards the bottom of the range here. So again, pretty decent level of support. So we'll see if that again 34% is enough to attract some buyers for that 89 Fleer in a PSA 10. All right, our number 3 riser for the week. Lubob in the pink. So this is the pink refractor PSA 9. Lubob is back, and again, if you want to juice your returns on a player you like, you go for some of the refractors, and pink is one of the more popular ones. So big move up 88%, bringing it up to a potential resistance here. So we'll see how that plays out. Anything that's up 88% in 1 week is not something you really want to chase in the first place, but also, you know, hitting this resistance area makes it maybe perhaps a double whammy. So we'll see how that plays out, but there's probably no need to rush into that one for the time being. Worth monitoring, but it is a sharp looking card, and yeah, I might have one to show off in a future mail day. So all right, and also down oh, never mind. Number 2 faller for the week. I thought I had another riser there, but I guess not. Yeah, I did, but I think I skipped over it. Aaron Judge, the Chrome, is also up 88% for the week. So I think I missed putting that chart in here. So he had a monster week, and we'll take a look at him a little bit later. I have a sneaking suspicion. Christian Yelich, your number 2 faller for the week here. Top of the range, bottom of the range. So the downtrend is continuing, as he's just been struggling the past couple of years with injuries and some frankly poor play. So at an interesting spot nonetheless, but what are his longer term prospects? So sitting at currently $63. So it's kind of interesting. I've been looking at the Card Ladder value since Dakota did his video. Kind of like, how did they do this? And you can see that the Card Ladder value and the last sold price have really been matching up lately on a lot of these cards here. So maybe they got some sort of message. You know, the last price is the value. So risk reward sets up favorably, but the trend is still down. So it's more of a trading basket than a long-term hold at this point. All right. Oh, here it is. So I screwed up. Number 3 riser. Okay, I did put. I half screwed up. I did put him in here. I just have him in the wrong spot. So here's Aaron Judge breaking out of his downtrend. So again, big move up at resistance here. I don't think you need to chase it. If it came back and just retested this downtrend, that would be a better spot to buy. And again, we'll take a little deeper look at Aaron Judge later here. Number 2 riser, back on track here, I feel. The Mad Dog, Greg Maddox, in the PSA 10. And that's a big number, up 97% for the week. That's a monster move. And again, you probably don't want to touch it in the first place after something like that. And although there's been a couple of sales here, but also when you're up against some pretty decent or potential resistance, makes it you also don't want to touch it. But if it came down, well, that could be a decent move down. You know, $900, $1,000 or something like that. So whatever. It's not something that I think I would do at the time, but it's the Mad Dog. You don't tell him I said that. All right, number 1 faller for the week is the Mick. So we had a few of his cards falling last week, and now you got the big one, the rookie card, the real rookie card. So outside of the range, and you could see some more downside action, perhaps. So down 38% for the week. And if this is the trend, then you're at the top, and then trading outside usually brings you to the bottom. So there could be some potential downside to this area right here, where you had a couple of sales, and then maybe you can get some interest back in. But it's so thinly traded; it only takes one person to move this thing around. So we'll see how that shakes out, and we'll wrap it up with George Brett up 108% for the week. So it's the PSA 6. bottom of the range a couple times, and then a monster break. You'd want to try and catch the break out here, but just one sale took it, one transaction took it up to the top of the range here. So nothing you could do about that one. If there's a couple, what you'd want to see is a couple of them, and then you can maybe jump in, but just from here to here in one move, probably, again, too much as we usually see with those. All right, we'll hop over to Fangraphs and StarStock for some players of the week. All right, we'll start it off with Corbin Burns, who for the week had 8 innings pitched, a win, 15 strikeouts, and 0 earned runs. So back at it. He had a rough start last time out. Started the season off terrifically, rough start last time out, but he's right back on track. And so he's a 26 years old, on his way to 27 pretty quick here with 8 wins above replacement. It's okay for pitchers to get a little later start on this one, but that strikeout rate is amazing. That walk rate is extremely low. It's just dropped off a cliff. And so if he's able to stay healthy is really the question here. ERA and xFIP, right in line. I mean, this could be one of the better pitchers, if not one of the best, top handful over the next few years if he can stay healthy, and that's really what it's all about. So his Topps Chrome, this is the Chrome, the 2019. This is Series 1. You can see it's hovering around $2. And so I think for, especially for Chrome cards, for players, $2, players of any substance, $2 is kind of your floor on this one here. So started ticking up. I mean, just that monster start. But then you had injury and things of that nature. And so there's a lot of buying in this area. And again, if you want to speculate on someone, it seems like a reasonable name to do so. It's a pitcher, so of course we all know the risks on that one, but that's how it goes. Adam Wainwright, having himself, really his last 4 starts have been pretty terrific. Even though going back the last 5, he's got 4 wins in a row. And even going back five starts, that first one where he didn't get a win, I think he only let up 1 run. So the strikeouts aren't quite there. But we're looking at a 39-year-old with 44 wins. And so pretty nice career. He had some terrific years, but you really need to have a monster peak, which he didn't quite have for long enough. He had some terrific years, but you want to string them together, and then the last few, just injuries, just not a lot going on, unfortunately. So this year he's having a really nice season, but it's not going to be enough probably to put him onto that longer-term path that you're looking for. So StarStock doesn't even have any of his cards in their registry, and so if you are looking for Adam Wainwright cards, 1, this is a pretty incredible stretch. Don't do it. But 2, just keep it cheap. You base. You're talking sub a couple bucks or something like that. All right. And we'll wrap it up, the pitcher portion here, with Tyler Gilbert, who had 9 innings, a win, 5 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. That equals a no-no, my friend. So in his first career start, it's all downhill for him. So no hitter. So you can see that the 0 ERA is xFIP. Quite a bit higher. So look for regression here from a no-hitter for his first start, obviously. So as for prospects and things of that nature, I don't know a ton about him. And StarStock doesn't have any of his cards out there. I don't know if he has any cards out. Probably won't see him until next year. So fortunately, this will prevent his cards from spiking and anybody chasing right now. We'll see how he does the rest of the year, and then next year we can take a little time and assess how things are going. But congratulations on a no-hitter in your first career start. What a way to start things off. That's pretty amazing. All right, some hitters. Teoscar Hernandez hit over 400 for the week with 3 home runs. 8 runs and 10 RBI. So this is a 28-year-old with 6 wins to his name. So he doesn't. He's not really. He's had some amazing stretches, but as far as that 7-year peak that you're looking for, it's unlikely that it starts now for that Hall of Fame track. So put him firmly in your trading basket. And when he has hot streaks, you can buy him. And when he cools off, he's capable of them. And when he cools off, then you do something with it. But I think from $5 to $8, and there hasn't been a sale since June, that's probably not your price. And honestly, 1, probably wouldn't do anything with it. 2, something in here might be a lot more reasonable for that particular card. All right, Aaron Judge, here he is again, in the right order this time. So 10 for 24, 3 home runs, 5 runs scored, and 11 RBI. And so one thing I want to point out in this one, we know about Aaron Judge. He's an elite player when he plays, but there just hasn't been a lot of healthy years here since he got started. So he's certainly capable of monster seasons, and he's a Yankee, so that's going to put a lift to his cards overall. But off the track decently, so we'll see see how that goes. But this year, I mean, gosh, if he can finish up this year, you're talking about another 5 or 6 win season. So not too far off the track, but it's really all about health for him going forward. Do you trust that he's going to be healthy? If you do, then you can pay up for his cards a bit here. So this is his chrome, and you can see that the PSA 10 sitting around 100 and let's see, PSA 10. Okay, that says $80. It's been a little while since we've had a sale, so you can see some offers right now for $120. We just saw the last sold eBay price at $140, so there's a little bit of arbitrage there if this is what if you're looking for, perhaps. And so let's take away that, and you can see that in the PSA 9, $20. It seems expensive for what he's doing, but again, you're going to have that Yankee premium, and I mean, start level player built in or whatever. But if you can get him, I'd try and get him for less, I think is what I'm saying. But there is a lot of interest in his cards, and if he keeps us going, could continue to grind its way higher. All right, Dansby Swanson, 10 for 23, 4 home runs, 6 runs scored, and 11 RBI, going nuts here, my friend. All right, 27 years old with 8.5 wins, which puts him off the pace. You probably want to be closer to 20-25 wins at that age, and he is not there. So again, he's capable of things. He just hasn't quite put it together yet. And is this the time that he doesn't? It goes on a run for 6-7 years. I mean, who knows here, but you can see that his prices kind of reflect that in that $2 to $3 range. That's probably fair for someone that's going to be on a playoff. Braves are making a little bit of a run here. Playoff team, go deep. Who knows? He could be part of that. His name will be relevant at least for the rest of the year. So you could see some upside to $4. So there's a little something there for you if you're interested in Dansby Swanson. But I think it's firmly as soon as you buy him, if you get him for 3, you just immediately relist it for a couple of shekels higher, and hope someone takes it off your hand. So Ozzy Albies, talk about him again. 8 for 27, 4 home runs, 6 runs scored, and 8 RBI, and he had a home run in 4 straight games. This is one of my favorite young players. He's increased his wins above replacement for his career by like half a run or by half a WAR already just this week. So just about. So absolutely on a very interesting path by coming up early and producing. He doesn't have to, put up 7 or 8 win seasons if he can be 4, 5, 6. And this year he looks like he's at that 5+ range or whatever. What he's been able to do, just grind that out for a long time, and that's I hesitate to say because it's really early. But that's what you're looking for here. And so he's at $4. So this is kind of with all the buying that's in here, there's a lot of interest around him, and so this seems like a pretty decent level, perhaps. Maybe sneak in a couple bids a little bit lower just to hedge yourself a little bit here. But it seems like that's kind of the area that he's at. And again, the Braves should have some relevance finishing out the season here. So, all right, and we'll wind it up here with Matt Chapman, who was 8 for 17, nearly 400 average with 3 home runs, 9 runs scored, and 5 RBI. And so, again, 28 years old with 20 wins, so just off the pace here. He started out his career gangbusters. I mean, these are pretty amazing numbers here. 6.7, 6.2 wins, a lot of that from defense, but no slouch at the plate either. But what we are seeing the past couple of years, and he's injured, so we have something we have to take into consideration here. But you can see that average is really dipped as that strikeout rate has come up quite a bit here. So this year he's kind of getting back on track a little bit, so maybe he's regaining some health, but he's starting to walk a bit more. That's a good sign, and that's something that I'll start to look for, is that plate presence here. And when you start to look at things like his batted ball profile, let's start with his StatCast, and you can see that he's just not hitting the ball as hard as he has in the past, with that exit velocity down below 90 miles per hour, the max exit velocity dropping a few ticks here in that launch angle. It's kind of the same as where it was last year. Was hitting the ball kind of he was lifting it a little too much, and with reduced power, that doesn't end too well here. But you can see that the fly ball rate, hovering, especially the last couple of years, around that 50% area, which is too much, especially if you're not going to hit the ball hard. That hard hit rate dropping way off and trading it for a lot of medium contact, so it doesn't help you to put the ball in the air. You want more line drives in that situation here. So. But if you look at his plate discipline as well, we'll wrap it up with this before heading over to Star Stock. But he's not swinging at a bunch of junk, so the plate presence is there. He's just it's the wrong type of hits or something like that. Here I am behind a computer behind a camera telling a major leaguer, you're hitting the ball wrong. But it's like, all right, if the exit velocity and things of that nature aren't there, then you can't have that level of lift to your ball. But with 3 home runs this week, 2 in one game and then one in the most recent, then maybe he's fixing things. Again, he was injured, and so maybe that was just part of the deal here. And so Matt Chapman's 27 update in the Chrome, you can see the Star Stock A dipping around $2, and I think that is a super interesting price. There's a lot of interest in there. So $1.50, $2 or something like that for a guy that has gone off in the past, and if this was just injury laden, he's starting to get healthy again, would represent a pretty good deal overall. So all right, hey, that's what I got for you. I really appreciate you watching. I rarely ask for this, and I'm really close to 200 subscribers. If you're not subscribed and you like what you see here, please consider hitting that button, and we'll talk to y'all later. Thank you very much.